Hey everybody, Rhadamant here. Thanks for tuning in to Stationeers. So, what to work on today? Let me turn that off. At this point, I would say the basement is built enough that we can go ahead and work towards the pressurization goal that we've set out for ourselves. This does not need to be finished. It's going to be in vacuum, so it's not that big of a deal if it gets unfinished. So what I'm going to start doing is prepping for the pressurization, as that's obviously something that's going to need to happen before we ever pressurize, which means adding some glass and walls and all sorts of that beautiful stuff. So I'm looking for, let me start crafting up some actual glass. I did have some tips for you, from you, I should say. And one of them included the fact that the fabricator makes glass better than the autolathe. Lego Legs mentioned that, so that's a very good tip. It was a 4-to-1 ratio on the autolathe, if we remember. I'll just show you for sure. 4 silicon to a glass. That's pretty expensive. And here, if I'm able to find glass in a reasonable amount of time, that doesn't drive me insane, because I really hate the fabricator. Oh, I don't hate it. I just dislike it. With its inability to sort and its ability to make literally everything. I've probably already passed glass. And I just didn't know it, because why would it be at the bottom? Oh, no, it's at the bottom. Ha, look at that. And now I have to click a bunch. But yeah, 2 silicon a piece. Definitely cheaper, but slower as well. What's that noise? That noise is the arc furnace that doesn't need to be on. So I also want some regular old wall frames. And we are going to need to... Why are my night vision goggles on the ground? Odd. I'm going to need some good old-fashioned steel for that. And while that junk is printing up, let's take a quick gander at what's going on here. So, if we are to pressurize sometime soon, we're going to need to add a lot of walls up kind of everywhere inside. So I don't want to fully pressurize before I really do a fair assessment. And then I also have to build the pressurization logic and all that jazz. But I would say it's pretty healthy to start the process. I'm also going to want to, as you can see, there's a ton of windows that aren't doubled up in here. I'm going to want to double up a lot of windows in here as well. Did I never plug these in? I guess I didn't. I just wired them up. Again, lot of little projects that never have seen completion yet. I'm just periodically checking back. I don't really need this tray, do I? I do not. Now, if you're taking a look around, Mars, it's hard to tell, but Mars looks different. Some of the beta branch just hit the release branch, and Mars is going to be gorgeous when you are able to see it next. So what I'm going to do here is I'm not going to... Eventually, I was planning on having all sorts of different types of walls and the like, but I'm not going to do that for the initial pressurization. I'm going to double up the walls inside so that I can always change what the outside walls look like without vacuuming out the base. So what I'm doing is just walling it up so that it holds air. Pretty simple stuff. Adding windows here so that the elevator doesn't leak. And let's go collect some of these wall pieces. I'm going to stop it for now. I'm sure I'm going to need more than that, but I don't want to get ahead of myself. So I'm also going to need a considerable amount of plastic and glass as well. So the glass allows us to panel it up, and then the plastic is for the external walls that are going to require plastic to construct. And then also these partially constructed windows, too. So this airlock is mostly walled up now. Now, I thought I had a big stack of plastic somewhere, but maybe that's just not true. I do have a lot of metal sheets, though. Come on, daytime. Alright. Let's start doubling up the windows that are in here. And that will use up a considerable amount of our walls. If you're wondering, doubling up the windows in here, mostly aesthetic. I'm not gonna lie. It's almost entirely aesthetics. But, you know, if I spent all this time building a beautiful base, I think a little bit of extra resources for the purpose of aesthetics is a small price to pay. And of course, it's not a great idea to be windowing this up, honestly, given that I haven't wired up some of these lights, but I am the patron saint of bad ideas, so. Damage has been done. Alright, so what I'm going to do is actually collect all the windows I've popped out forcibly, so that I have access to the base, and patch them up. Just to sort of get a head count, or a number count, of the amount of resources I'm going to need. Yes, I'll probably end up crowbarring more of these windows out so that I can have quick access to the inside of the base like this, but I'm in here just to make sure that things aren't overpressurizing. And they're not. Our suit2's holding steady. Everything is holding steady. Another question I have is about the holding tank out here. Does it need to be vacuumed out? And I think it does. Yeah, a little bit. Just a tinge, just a tad. Alright. You are still making glass sheets. Yeah, as you can see, it's a pretty slow machine. I'm gonna want some plastic sheets next. So I just killed the queue of glass. I let it finish the last one. Given my luck, it's probably on the bottom right. Oh, no, it's not. I don't use the fabricator enough to know from heart where these are in the giant list of stuff. Alright, mouse wheel it is. I thought I could jump to it. Lights, ladders, padded walls, sensors, stairs, stellar anchor, regular walls, glass sheets. I don't even... Alright, you know what? Forget you. Oh, that is definitely a little rough on the eyes. It's Martian morning, so atmospherics and terrain are gonna look a bit different than you might remember it. Let's take a quick look around. We've got some big, hard, long shadows from the solar towers, and then Mars close up has a reddish tinge, but far, it kind of turns this bluish gray, which I believe is somewhat realistic to real Mars, which is cool. Alright, I'm also sort of curious about the... Oh, I can't see anything. Thanks, son. About the cost. Let me see if I can't find plastic sheets. I wish this was alphabetical or something. Some sort of logic. It's not. It's just like... put every recipe in one giant list of things and make it sort of pseudo-alphabetical, but not really. So it wouldn't be a kit. Oh, man. It's not a kit. Maybe it's not even in here. Because I've looked... Okay, I'm just pulling up my hopes for that. Alright, that's a whole lot of plastic sheeting. The funny thing is, some of this will have to get ripped out as I'm, not fully done rewiring stuff. I'm just trying to get an inventory of how much material I'm going to need. So, I believe the basement is all isolated now. The two windows inside the airlock are not doubled up, but that's the only thing not doubled up. So, let's double that up now. And then we can start to work elsewhere. Do I know? Maybe I'm out of wall kits too. And we can just work from the ground floor up. Definitely going to want more walls than that. Alright, as you can see, I haven't actually hooked or wired this up yet because I know it's not going to work. Alright, so we're going to want a window here and a window there. And then, of course, this is going to need flooring and, the full complement. And I'm kind of... this would be, in terms of construction, the, drywalling phase. So let's get some flooring in the airlock. And at this point, I'm going to enter from my maintenance hatches. So here we are. I can pretty safely put composite walls here and here, as we're going to want them. I might need to run some cables through them still, but doesn't mean I won't construct them now. Alright. And there's a lot of windows that are going to be needed to be constructed here for these to be done. As you can see, I'm just building yet one corner. Now, it's possible to spare myself a little bit of glass and not glass the inside, but I don't know. That's a shortcut I might not want to take. It does tint it a little bit darker, but if I lived on Mars, I'd want double-paned windows. Avoid the heating bill. That, however, is not a real thing. I did say I wanted to work from the bottom up, so let's work on that workshop airlock. outside the airlock, I'm probably not going to have... I'm probably not going to have it floored or anything. I'm just going to have it be really rough looking, entirely on purpose. But inside the airlock, that's a different matter. So inside the airlock, we're going to have the nice, comfortable room that we're used to. Oh, power low. I haven't heard that in a while. So we're going to need a lot of plastic sheets for that. So I'm going to switch... Oh, no, I actually have a lot of plastic sheets. I just had them pocketed. As you can see, a lot of the inner workings immediately hide behind the walls. So this is what it's going to look like, and it has windows. I don't know. I think it looks pretty cool. Yeah, there's some. You can see pipes through the corners and things like that. But that's just fairly unavoidable as far as this game goes. All right, I have. Well, let's stop making walls. If my battery is low, I want to switch it with another nuclear battery. So I'm going to do something really, really silly for just a second, which is to take my good battery out and stick a teeny temporary little battery in. Terrible, terrible idea, because it's not going to keep me powered very long. But, alright, so the bottom floor is all walled up and everything that we wanted. So now it is the tank floor. Now some of the overflow CO2 and stuff like that is going to be removed. And in its place, we will eventually build a proper system that measures and all that, so that we never have a burst. So you don't want a tank burst. It's violently explosive. Alright. And we're gonna need plastic sheets. I'm actually fine with making 46 of them, using the rest of our non-smelted silicon for that purpose. Alright, so down to this floor. There we go. Let's lay the rest of the windows. Or as many as we can afford. I think I'm one shy. And then the back here, I'm going to leave open. The service entry sort of area. Actually, no, maybe, yeah, I have just enough +1. So these holes here, I'm going to leave open for now. And they will be the last of the base that I wall up. Some items, like the cables, stack real nicely. Plastic sheets, because they print up so quick, start flying all over the place. It's just the nature of them. I think that's the last sheet we're going to get out, because we've tapped our silicon, so back to regular old walls. Now, if I ever want to change what kind of walls I have, once I'm double walled on both sides, I can change the externals or the internals, you know, and not screw things up. Alright, 1, 2, and 3. And then in glass. I do have a lot of silicon left to smelt that I've not yet smelted. About 150 of it. So, this is sort of how it's going to permanently look. I might want to add... Light off. Oh, I have lights. Yeah, it's actually enough lights. Kind of nice. Light off. Yeah. So now you have sort of an idea of what a atmospherics room looks like, because this room is finally to the point where it's close to completion. It'll look a bit different in the daytime because, you know, there'll be sunlight.
Power low.
I know. But yeah, that's, that'll work. And then, of course, because I in fact encourage airflow going through the elevators, I don't need to put walls where the elevators are, here, and just let air flow through there. I have to close it up on floors that are maintenance floors, but not floors that are floors that we live on. I don't have ceiling panels in here, though, yet, do I? But I think I should use flat panels for that. So let me go swap my battery before I run out of power, like an unoiled Tin Man. And what I'll just keep doing is swapping these batteries back and forth. I know I have a nuclear-powered battery in that scrubber in there that I can fetch. And I should probably cycle those plants soon, too. So let me just cancel the amount of walls that I've got going on. I'm sure I'll need more, but I don't want to go through all my steel just yet. Alright, so what I wanted to do is use the flat walls for the ceiling tiles. So that would be these flat walls. But, you know what? I think I'm going to check to see if geometric or arched looks good, too. Just because I have some of them. It's possible geometric... Oh, I'm stuck on radiators. It's possible geometric doesn't look ugly. But I am not certain. Alright, so arched is gonna look bad, I think. But, here's proof. Arched, it looks a little weird. It's actually kind of nice where the light is, though. So that's another food for thought. Padded. That would be padded, though. So let me actually get some padded walls and see if we can put the light corner. Alright, I'm at a loss for words, but you all will see what I'm talking about in just a second.
Jetpack on.
So I think I'm at a padded. Is that true? Regular walls, steel frames. Yeah, I don't have any padded. I'm just freeing up some space. So if I want padded walls, let's get our steel. Scroll on down. Or up, wherever I left off. Kit padded wall. One steel apiece. And I only need 2 of them for this batch. Checking on my... Why are you blanking? Oh, we are out of CO2 filter here. Alright, let's get another one. I'm just going to print up a cheapo. Oh, I guess my materials are already in there. Cheapo CO2 filter. Yep, it blinks when there's a problem. We ran out of CO2 filter entirely. Let's cycle the, Oh, crap. I put the wrong item in. I put my padded walls in. Oh well. And right now, the centrifuge is popping the iron back out. Might as well smelt it if I'm standing here. Alright, let's not melt down these padded walls. Let's actually use them. This is probably vacuum, right? Yep. So that can be turned off. There's nothing in the pipes. And nothing in the furnace. Good. The furnace room is all tidied up. With, of course, silicon that I need to smelt, but that comes later. Alright, so, padded walls. I'm talking about the padded ones with light fittings. One and two. I don't know what kind of shadows this will cast. And then we need, of course... Oh, that's... Where's my regular walls? A window. Alright, I don't think that looks good as it juts out. So maybe not that. It's not a terrible idea for walls, but for ceiling tiles it looks bad. So let's see if we can't do something different. Because thin won't have the fittings. So this is what thin looks like. Just... it kind of matches the light a little bit.
Light off.
But it screws the vent up terribly. Alright. Definitely not that either. Sorry, Peterball. I tried to give you a your time of day. It is not working. Alright, let's see about flat or geometric. Because the bottom floor is just flat walls. And geometric is going to be weird because it won't be symmetrical at all. So, flat it is. Just simple flat white. Oh, come on. Really? Simple flat. Where did I... Oh, wow. I put a flat wall in my elevator. Yes, I just constructed it because I thought it would be funny. Didn't realize that that was even possible. Huh. Alright, so that's the best sort of ceiling solution, I think. Because it matches the floor. Wish these all didn't look the same, because it's really hard to tell what's what. Alright, so let's take a look around. Other than the back here, which might require lights put here. Other than the back, yeah, it's a pretty attractive little room. Might need some additional lighting, like I said. Some light bars up here. But other than that, pretty good. Alright, in terms of those additional light bars, it's easy for me to say that I think I need it. But I think I need to add it. So let's construct those frames. And then, funny enough, I'm sort of stuck in here at the moment. Because I just sealed up my only exit. Now, this heavy charge cable is going to have to move if I'm adding lights in. It depends on the dimension of the lights. Maybe I won't have the full bar lights of something smaller. I'm not going to bother depressurizing or pressurizing because we don't have a pressurized base. So just let me out.
Light on. Jetpack on.
Let's just keep switching batteries
Power critical.
so that our old battery can charge up. Alright, I did have some extra lights. I think. Yes, I did.
Jetpack
One.
on.
One extra light. Oh, hello, plastic sheets. Wow, a lot of plastic sheets. Is there anything else out here that I need to be aware of? I don't think so. Okay. We will... make one more additional light, making sure I don't have one over here. Because I did have a canister here, and I made a new one anyway. So, obviously, I'm not always paying a whole lot of attention about what I already have. But at least I remembered I had one light left. What do you even... Oh, cable coils. It's like, what are you even printing? And then the lights on the top floor are going to need to be wired up too. And all that's going to be on miscellaneous. Right, but I'm just going to work one floor at a time and work my way up.
Jetpack on.
I don't want this glass door to do anything, just let me in.
Light off. Light
Alright.
on.
If we add in lights like... Well, there's not a lot of restriction there. So, yeah, let's just... Here... And there's a purple cable there, but I can move the purple cable. Yeah, and that's what I'll do. We're even on the inside here. Like... No, I want them on the outside. Alright, that means moving this purple cable a little bit. So I'm going to remove the frame. Let's dump the sheets.
Jetpack on.
This purple cable is just my ammo cables. Alright. That's not so bad. I'm going to color my other cables purple so I can not be restricted. And I think these are going to go... Actually, let's have them go further back. That's what I want to do. So that was a four-way corner? For real? There we go. Alright, I just heard the vent
Light
very subtly, but I heard the vent power back on out there. Alright, sorry, window. I'm just going to place the glass next to these double paneled windows. I can reinstall it.
power low.
Why is this window damaged? That's strange. I don't know why it was damaged, but I just fixed it. Back to what I was doing. Alright, so I said I wanted the lights like this. 1 and 2, either side. Part of me wants to put them in the middle. Ugh, shoot me now. Because this might cast some weird light shadows. Well, let's just plug it in. Let's plug it in and see. It might cast some weird shadows given that it's right behind the nitrogen monitor. I'm not certain how that will look. Now, eventually this is going to be on the miscellaneous network, but for now I'm just going to throw it on the purple Atmo.
Light off.
No, shadow's not that bad. There's a little blaring on the eyes. Kind of getting all the lights, honestly, in this game blast you in the face, which can be cause a little bit of discomfort. There's not like don't want to use the word mood lighting, but there's not that sort of concept. All right, so I guess lights float without anything powered behind them, just in case. I'm going to do that. All right. We've got our lights now that we wanted, but what kind of time am I running? Oh, no, I still have some time left.
Light on.
All right, so let's get those then plugged in to the miscellaneous. But before I do that, I'm going to need to swap my batteries, because I'm doing the very
Power critical.
slow recharge of my suit. And looks to me like I'm gonna need a little bit of a food boost, so might as well cycle the farm. And to make sure that I've been doing everything right in the farm. Oh yeah, it looks great. CO2 and O2. Pressuring up all the way up to 108. This portable scrubber has got some pollutants that we scrubbed out of it. And then if I turn it on, all the O2 will disappear. Well, actually, it might not have O2 filters right now. It has pollutant and probably nitrogen. Yep. Alright, soybeans and potatoes. Ah, the future farm is going to be so much easier to manage. And soybeans. Good. Full yield. Turn this air scrubber off. And I'm going to steal the nuclear battery. Sorry, air scrubber. Once you build up enough oxygen, I will return you a nice battery, but for now, take this thing. Alright, farm looks well maintained and healthy. No issues at all. So I will be making a baked potato
Jetpack on.
and starting to put stuff away. I have a lot of stuff in my inventory that is starting to build up. Alright, so this is regular walls. Flat wall. I think I have another stack of flat wall. Geometric. Flat. Arched and padded. And plastic. Okay. It's a lot of stuff.
Jetpack on.
Nuclear battery. Start charging you up, and now I can switch my nuclear battery in my suit with an actual nuclear battery, and I won't be flirting with power loss. Look at that, multitasking. While I'm eating a potato, I'm shutting things down.
Jetpack on.
1% left of the potato. Just eat the whole potato. Listen to all that munching noises. Fine, whatever. I'll eat a fraction of the skins later. So, we wanted to add the miscellaneous orange miscellaneous cables for our new lights, right? So let's go paint our cables orange and get those new lights down there hooked up. Ideally doing this at nighttime so that I can appreciate what it looks like. What is this? Padded walls. I think we determined the padded walls really look like insane asylum walls, but it doesn't hurt to have a little collection of everything. Where are my other padded... Oh, here they are. There we go. Potato is gone.
Jetpack on.
Alright, orange paint. Orange cables. Probably not enough cables, but we'll see. Almost certainly not enough. Alright, so the nearest orange cable to where I am right now is right here. So these need to run back. So ideally, these wall lights should point up, not down. So let's fix that. And I think I'm gonna... yeah, I'm gonna create light bars. It's the same amount of... oh, I got stuck on those lights. It's the same amount of power, so it just makes sense. So if I want light bars, what I need to do is I need to be ready to move this heavy cable a little bit. Which means I need heavy cable, because I'm going to be making that stretch a little bit longer so I can install light bars. Now, I really thought I had heavy cables over here, but the game tells me I don't. And this is just standard red, because this is the power that's coming off of our power tower. I like that term. Which is just standard red. I haven't changed the color or anything. Power tower. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Okay, good. Now, I probably don't need too many heavy cables to fix this. Did I put my heavy cables in the box here? No, I'm not seeing them either. Okay, good. Well, at least I needed them. One more should be just fine.
Jetpack on.
Doing this at night is probably a good thing. Well, it doesn't really matter when I do it. So, what this is going to look like is I'm going to move this cable out from overlapping with the wall. So it's going to look something like this. In a way, this is almost a more elegant run than the extra twists that we had before. Alright, cool. Well, that's done, and I didn't use a single cable as a result. Whatever. We can put these heavy cables in my... oh, I had heavy cables. Damn, they were just in my backpack. Okay, well, whatever. Now, steel sheets. My little welding tool. And let's get those light bars going. Oh, nope. Part of me almost wants to do an LED. Now I'm going to do the long-angled light. And we'll glue it basically to the ceiling. Hopefully it will look good, powered up and all. Alright, let's make the run. So this cable comes out here. Oh, that's real. Glorious. So I'll just send it to up. And this one does the same. Alright. That will go. Remove the walls that are going to be in our way. In fact, I eventually can remove the frame too. As I mentioned, I'm not even going to have frames on my buildings. Yes, it will. The building will just magically float on its own.
Jetpack on.
Well, that orange cable is going to terminate real quick. I can steer it away from the purple. So we're trying to pick up from here. So here it will be pretty easy. I'm just going to run the cable through the ceiling here. Like that. And then this one could do the same. Just running it on ceiling height level. But I'm going to need to go left first. This might end up interfering with some pumping and stuff in the future, and I can always move it if I need to. It's just light cables. It's not all that important. Alright, both lights are plugged in. Now, the big question is, between my floors, do I have windows? Probably. I'll probably have windows. Alright. Light number 1.
Light off.
Light number 2. It is a well-illuminated atmospherics room now. Remembering, of course, that these here are going to be walls. You know, we're not going to be able to just see the plumbing. They're going to... Yeah. Alright, give me that frame. Removing these frames actually allows me to traverse the crawl space even easier, because I won't keep bumping into the frames. Alright, here we go. So, the ground floor might not have power or batteries or light or anything, but the first floor is kind of all set. I think it looks awesome. You tell me, guys, because that's all I have time for this episode. So if you liked the sort of finishing touches of the atmospherics floor, let me know. If there's something you think I could do differently or better, let me know. What my plan for the next few episodes is just to get all of this base pressure ready. I'm not going to worry about much else but getting it pressure ready, which means sort of a mix of making sure everything's plugged in and everything's installed, and then I'm not going to worry about the aesthetics because I can always do that later if there's demand. Thanks for supporting this channel. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you all next time. Adios.